Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this wig is a gorgeous, darling. Super gorgeous. Now, guys, I know that Jada Pinkett is alopecia, and we should not make fun of or treat anybody badly for any differences they might have. Everyone that has differences knows it and feels intense insecurity about it. But I mean, not that, and there's no sense in belittling it or anything like that. No way. Nobody should make fun of her alopecia ever, ever, ever under any circumstances. But I'm thinking to myself, a lot of female celebrities will shave their head and just wear wigs because they have to change their hairstyle a lot. They're chameleons. They want to look a certain way for the camera. So they shave their heads, or maybe they don't shave their heads, but they tie their hair back and put on a wig often, often, often. So I'm like, not to say that Jada Pinkett should have to. I mean, wearing a wig is your choice. You don't have to wear a wig if you don't want to. And it shouldn't be because you have alopecia that you do. But I'm thinking to myself, well, why doesn't she just wear wigs? Like, if she doesn't like being bald. And like I said, I'm not belittling it. I'm not trying to make it a small thing. If she wants to be natural and not worry about it, and no one should make fun of her for that. No one, no one, no one. But you know what I mean, right? Like, we don't even know what Dolly Parton's hair looks like, right? Because Dolly Parton has worn wigs for so long that we really don't know, if she's got nice hair underneath, right? So, I mean, she could be having bald patches. How are we going to know, right? So, some people just wear wigs all the time, right? Not to say that Jada Pinkett has to, or, no one should have to wear a wig just because they have alopecia. But, if you're worried about being, not that you're worried about being made fun, you know what I mean, guys. I think you know what I mean, right? Like, she can afford a good wig if she wanted to, right? Anyway, and like I said, she doesn't have to. It's not like she has to. No one should make fun of her alopecia ever, not even a comedian. But, I'm just thinking to myself, like, if she doesn't like being bald, why not wear a wig, right? Anyway, another thing I want to mention too, I've watched a lot of comedy shows, and people that are comedians say things, and when you watch these comedy shows, they not to say that you should be offended by anything they're saying because they're comedians, but you see a lot of comedy shows, and you see them making fun of something that you might feel you have, or maybe you feel you are connected to, or maybe you feel like it's someone that you've been brushed with or has been in your life at some point, and it really resonates with you. Like even like a joke about student debt, and never paying it back or something, right? Like every single joke is gonna have some connotation towards someone because that's how comedians are. They make jokes that are controversial, and it's like, well, if you're making fun of someone in a joke as a comedian, Hollywood comedians especially, I mean, people that are just making jokes don't necessarily cut deep, but a lot of Hollywood jokes are very negative and people will react to them. And when you see that, you think, well, these are horrible jokes, I'm reacting to them. So why is it that, and Chris Rock was really laughing very hard and really feeling like it was a funny joke. So I mean, you totally get why Will Smith was upset. But I mean, it's like a joke, right? Like jokes are jokes, right? Anyway, I really think that, Will Smith did, like, I don't think he should have had to slap him. I think he should have said something for sure. Jada Pinkett is a beautiful girl, and and the thing is, a lot of females are very attached to their hair. They're very attached to what their hair looks like, or how their hair looks, or how long their hair is. It's really, it's really important to a lot of, especially female celebrities, right? But a lot of females in general are very attached to what their hair looks like. So, it really isn't a good thing to do that. But there are so many jokes that make fun of everything, right? Like, people make fun of everything in Hollywood with the jokes that they make, right? So, do people have to, like, slap those comedians, or whatever? I mean, you can complain about a comedian, but I mean, sometimes you just have to take it as a joke, right? It's just a joke. But I mean, I understand Will Smith's concern, and it's just a really, I think Will Smith was kind of taken aback. I mean, I think what happened with Will Smith in that whole situation, he won an Oscar, and it's like, I think he was just, like too many people probably attacked him about Jada Pinkett's alopecia, and he just went overboard and couldn't help himself and really had a hard time with it, and he ended up snapping kind of thing, and just not being in control of his emotions. Even in his speech, he's like Denzel Washington says, "The devil gets you at your highest moment," right? I mean, that's just embarrassing, right? Not to say that he should be embarrassed. He didn't do anything wrong, and he did the right thing by defending his wife. To some extent, he should have just used words, but he did what he did. But I think the whole night was kind of like, like winning the Oscar was not what people saw of him. They saw a side that they didn't want to see of him, right? Like, it's just like Kanye West and the whole show that he's doing right now. Kanye West is a good-looking man with a lot of money, and people are so hard on him and say so many negative things. It almost seems like he's snapping, and it's just like, or breaking, and it's like, well, that's not good, It's like, well, he's got so much money. We should celebrate him, the fact that he earned all this, and we should celebrate his successes rather than point out the flaws and really dig deep. Anyway, totally enjoy. Bye now. Bye, me darling.